Hi friends, welcome to Freya's Forge. Um, I keep doing these vlogs and I'm not sure if I completely understand the assignment, as it were, because I don't know if what I'm doing here is really what I would call a vlog, but I just wanted to take a few moments. I'm keeping the word vlog in my content calendar as kind of a placeholder for these sort of informal conversations because that's what I'll call a vlog. Is that really what a vlog is? I don't know. It's video log, so I guess I'm recording a video. It's informal and it doesn't really have a whole lot of structure to it. So that's what we'll call a vlog. Drop me a comment down below on what you think a vlog is or what you'd like to see in what I'm calling vlogs. I don't know. Part of it I think should be, walking around and looking at other things. I tend to put footage of my dog or my cat or whatever in these. Um, but today's vlog is kind of, I don't even know what structure it'll have. It's just going to be a little short, informal conversation. We'll just go with that. But today, as I'm filming, it's December the 20th, 2021, and today is the 11th anniversary of the day that I had weight loss surgery. Okay, so I've talked to you all about the fact that I don't want to lie to you. My love is of the tough variety. We want to be authentic, all of that good stuff. And so, to strangers on the internet, I'm going to stand up and let you see what I look like from the waist, the whole thing instead of just the waist up like you've been seeing, okay? So, here I am in all of my fluffy goodness, okay? So, as you can see, I'm not what you would call a success story when it comes to weight loss surgery. And you know what? That's okay. Part of the reason I did the surgery is because I knew that I needed some help. Okay. And as I've said on other videos, and I will say again here, if you are the type of person that thinks that weight loss surgery is the easy way out, or you're going to get in the comments and berate me for having done it, especially since I'm not a success, then just the door is that way and you can just exit and take your negative attitude somewhere else. For the rest of you who have stuck around, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about why I did it and what I hope to do to get myself back on track and all of that good stuff. So in 2010, I stepped on the scale and had a minor freak out. If you don't have a minor freak out every once in a while, please let me know what your secret is because I have them all the time. Anyway, so I stepped on the scale in, I want to say, like April of 2010. I need to dig out that journal because I wrote about it. Again, you're going to hear, write a journal, keep track of your life because it comes in handy sometimes. But I was writing in my journal. I had stepped on the scale. I had a minor freak out when I saw the number because the number started with a 3. And I freaked the heck out. Okay, it was a little more than a minor freak out, I'll be honest. I had a little freak out and I immediately, as I'm writing in my journal, I remember this being a day where I had to work late at the library, and so I was sitting around waiting for my shift to start because transportation issues. Anyway, long story short, I was writing in my journal, having had this freak out moment, and I said, you know what? I can continue to freak out about this. I've tried all these diets, I've tried exercise, I've tried this, I've tried that. It's not working. What can I do? What can I do? And so I immediately set my pen down and I picked up my phone and I called my doctor's office. And I made an appointment to go see my doctor to talk about my options. Because he'd been my doctor, he's still my doctor now, even though I've moved 2 hours away. He's still my doctor. And part of the reason I still go see him, me living 2 hours away from him, is due in large part to this whole situation. Because he had been with me for years at that point, and had seen my struggles and had seen my failed attempts and all of that. So I called his office, I made an appointment, and then I went to go see him. And I said, okay, we've struggled with this, you and I. I exercise. I have done Weight Watchers. I've done Atkins. I've done low fat, low carb, fasting, the whole thing. And I'm not having any success. And I don't know what else to do. What are your thoughts about surgery? And he said that he fully endorsed my decision to go forward with surgery, and he recommended a surgeon. And so I started that ball rolling. Well, long story short, after, almost a year of seminars and appointments and meeting with a psychologist and all of that, finally on December the 20th, 2010, I had my surgery. And I lost quite a lot of weight right at first. I lost almost 100 pounds. And then life happened. Okay. So one of the things I talk about anytime, I'm very open and transparent about the fact that I had the surgery. Because when I have myself on track, I lose quickly. So I always want to preface it with, I'm under a doctor's care. I did have surgery. I'm not losing it too fast, blah, blah, blah. Because people are going to inject their opinions whether you want them to or not. So, but one of the things that I remind myself is that my surgeon operated on my stomach. Okay. The type of surgery I had was vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And I will link to some resources in the description on what that is and what kind of surgery it is and all of that. But basically, it's a surgery that removes about 80% of the size of your stomach and causes a tube. You have a tube for a stomach instead of a full stomach. And therefore, it reduces the amount of food you can hold. Okay. But the surgeon operated on my stomach, not my brain. Okay, only I can do that part. And I maintain to this day that part of the reason I wasn't as successful, especially in the beginning, as I might have otherwise been, is because I didn't start therapy until 2017. I had to see a psychologist before I could have the surgery. It was one of the requirements of my surgeon, which led me to understand that therapy wasn't as bad as I had made it out to be in my head. We've talked about therapy and the fact that part of the reason I never went was because of my mother, and that is, again, neither here nor there. But I didn't start therapy on a regular basis until 2017. So a lot of the surgery on my brain I had to do myself, and I was not really very successful with it. So I'm starting from scratch a little bit. And so I'm trying to figure out, with the limited resources we have financially right now, what I can do to get myself back on track and get that scale moving in the right direction, especially with regards to training for my full marathon that's coming up in March. The training is going on now. Well, not now because we're talking right now, but so that led to another kind of minor freak out. So I was approaching this surgiversary, is what I kind of cheekily call it. I was approaching this anniversary, 11 years. I'm at or above the weight I was when I went under the knife. So it's a little bit disconcerting and a little bit depressing. Um, and then on top of that, right now our financial situation is not the greatest. We're in a transition period where I'm not working and Seraphil has just started working. And so financially is not the best time right now. We're okay, but it's just one of those things where we're having to reconfigure and adapt and pivot and all that fun stuff, for our financial situation, because what he is making at his job is significantly less than what I was making at the job that I just left. And so, of course, I'm looking for outside employment until hopefully our YouTube channel starts reaching wider audiences, or my art starts selling, or any of the other various creative ways in which I'm trying to manifest funds helps. It's anyway. I don't want to like have this video just be a pity party belly aching about the fact that we need a boost in our finances. But there was a minor freak out over the weekend with the mortgage and the whole thing. I'm not even going to go into it, but it was that whole thing of, I'm never going to be able to get this weight off if I can't get on and stick to an eating plan, because I know what kind of food I should be eating. The best, I hate to use the word diet because that sounds like something punitive or restrictive, or it has the word die in it. I don't like the word diet, but because it's got all these connotations associated with it that just I don't like. But the only food plan, I guess, I'm all about this whole reprogramming my brain, but the whole way of eating, the food I put in my mouth, whatever terminology we're going to use here, the one that has been the most successful for me, and this might be something, in with the vlogs on training, I may be doing some discussions about diet, especially as I get back on it and get back on track and all of that good stuff. But the program that works the best for me is keto. Okay. And if you're not familiar with the ketogenic diet, it is a low carb, high fat program. It's not low carb, high protein. It's, low carb, high fat. And I combine it with intermittent fasting. And those two things, especially when I get fat adapted and I'm combining how I'm eating and drinking with exercise in regards to training for my races, I drop weight fast, y'all. I mean, fast. But even if I didn't, okay, which, not everybody is successful with keto either. And, you know, there is no magic bullet. I don't care who says it. There is no magic bullet. There's nothing that's going to be 100% successful for 100% of the people for 100% of the time. There just isn't. But even if I didn't lose weight with the ketogenic diet, which I do, but even if I didn't, it is still the best for me for a number of reasons. Okay, so reason number one is that it helps with the fibro fog. I don't know if we have discussed a whole lot on the channel that I have fibromyalgia. Basically, the minor freak out is that I wasn't sure about my weight. I wasn't sure about, how are we going to be able to financially get my diet back on track? And so I've been really pondering what kinds of food can I eat that fit that plan, that program, but that are going to be budget friendly. So if you have budget friendly, low carb, high fat food, please drop it in the comment below, because I'm going to get really tired of eating ground beef and broccoli and eggs. But I know that I can get back on track. This last couple of weeks has just been kind of frustrating. I was so motivated when I did my vlog on manifestation and how clean my house was and how excited I was that I got it, and we were able to have company over this last weekend and it was great. And we thought, my friend and I were thinking of new things to do for the channel. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. But I don't know. I'm in a really weird place mentally right now. I'm wanting to be creative, and you can see over the shoulder here my cart full of painting implements. I actually sold a painting, so I'm working on that to get it ready, to get it done, and so I can seal it and everything, so I have it ready for the customer. But I want to be able to be creative and not have to go back into management. I don't. I can't do it anymore. My gut just clenches every time I think about having to go back into that. And so I'm trying everything I know to do to be successful with this venture, with my art, with my writing, with just bringing in extra money to supplement what he's making now so that our bills stay paid. That's really, I would love to be completely financially free and not have to worry about where money's coming from and all of that. And because I'm the type of person that if I have all the money in the world, then those who I love are going to also not have to worry about where their food's coming from because I won't let anybody go hungry on my watch. But it's just this whole past couple of weeks as we reached the end of our savings and are waiting for his first paycheck and all of that. It's been really stressful. And, I told you all I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything on this channel. Um, there's so many people that stage their home so that anytime it's on camera, whether it's for YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or fill in the blank of a social media platform here, anytime that you see it, it's picture perfect. You know, everything's neat and tidy and put away. And as you can see from my office right now, that is not the case here. Um, I was in the middle of painting when I sat down to record this and said, you know what, I'm not even going to change my shirt. I mean, my hair is still kind of a hot mess, but I I want to be honest with you. You know, I am not Miss America, too old for one thing. I'm not a size 2. I'm not, classically beautiful. I'm not whatever, you know. And you know what? That is okay. If you're sitting out there in YouTube land and you stumbled into this video, know that me, a stranger on the internet, if people can hate for no reason, I can love for no reason. I firmly believe that. So if you have stumbled into this video, I speak time and time again of the fact that I do not believe in coincidence. You're here for a reason. And maybe this is the reason. If you feel like you are older than is societally celebrated, you're not in your 20s anymore. If you are not, if you don't fit that societal mold of beauty, maybe you're carrying a few extra pounds, maybe you need some dental work, maybe you need a haircut or a hair color, you wear glasses, whatever. If you don't fit the societal mold for relationships, maybe you're LGBTQ, maybe you are asexual, maybe you are hypersexual, maybe you're a sex worker, maybe you are in a polyamorous relationship and society judges you for any or all of the above. Maybe you are not Christian or not mainstream religion, you're pagan like I am, or you're whatever the reason why you think society doesn't love you, or your parents have disowned you, or your friends have turned their back on you, or whatever. Maybe the reason you have stumbled into this video, my beautiful, beautiful friend, is to hear this. I love you. And maybe I'm going to need to watch this video and see myself and the love shining forth out of my eyes at myself to say, I love you. So even if you feel like there is not a single other person on the entire planet that loves you, please know that I do. And if you need somebody to occasionally drop a note into your email to tell you that, I'm going to link to my email below. Just shoot me an email and I'll be glad to start a conversation with you. So, what has your minor freak out, not so minor freak out been lately? Has it been the holidays? You know, when this is going live, it's right around Christmas. And, you know, holidays are rough, especially when you're in a tight financial situation. But one of the things that I want to say to you all is that you can reprogram your brain. There's this whole school of thought called neurolinguistic programming. I am by no means an expert on any of that. But one of the things that I have been really, really working on is changing how I speak to myself and how I think about things and the words that I use and all of that. And so, in this period of financial difficulty, you know, it's very easy for me to say, oh, when I can afford to, I'll go do this. When I can afford to, I'm going to take the puppy to obedience training. When I can afford to, I'm going to go stock up on canned goods so that we always have food in the house. When I can afford to, I'm going to do whatever the thing is. Well, I can't say that anymore. I can't even think that anymore. And the reason for that is because thinking about things in those terms is keeping me in a box. Okay. It's keeping me in that mindset of scarcity. And keeping myself in that mindset of scarcity is preventing me from aligning with a more financially abundant place, right? And so I'm changing it from when I can afford to at my earliest opportunity. That takes into consideration the financial aspect. I'm not denying that there's a financial aspect. I'm not sugarcoating that there's a financial aspect to things. But it takes the emphasis off of the financial aspect. So I'm really working on ways of reframing how I talk to myself and the words that I use, as I just said. And I'm really trying to believe that everything's going to be okay. So, you know, I ended up hiding away in in the room where I film my pick a card readings with the door closed. I've been in my office with the door closed. I just have been in this conversation, you know, this conversation with myself of, you know, how can I get back on track with regards to my weight loss? Um, how important is getting down to being a size 2 to me? It's not really. One of the things that I have done in the past, and I think it's time to redo it, is I have made a list of all the ways in which I will know that I am at my goal weight, or that I'm at goal, I guess is a better way to describe it. Because if you constantly rely on what the scale says, if that is your only measure of success, you're going to be very, very disappointed in yourself a lot of the time. Okay. Losing weight is not easy. If it were, then there wouldn't be a multi-million dollar industry surrounding it. So, things that I put on that list, and that would be what I would encourage you all to do, um, is make a list of ways you'll know you're at your goal that have nothing to do with what the number on the scale says. The list that I have done in the past, I've put clothing size on it before, and I think I'm going to completely take all things like that off of it. I want things that are measurable because that's just kind of how my brain works. I'm a data girl. I like my data. So things like I will know that I'm at goal when my blood sugar is normal. You know, I'll know that I'm at goal when my cholesterol is normal. I'll know that I'm at goal when my blood pressure is normal because those are things that my doctor will look at that he will say, okay, maybe your scale weight is not normal or it's not at the right level for your BMI or whatever. Um, Not a doctor, not a nutritionist, none of that. So listen to your doctor. But um, if I can show that I am healthy otherwise, then what the number on the scale says will be less important. Okay. I'll know that I'm at goal when I'm able to finish a race of this distance in this amount of time. That sort of thing. What are ways that you'll know that you're at your goal? If your weight is holding you back, if your physical health is holding you back, what are some ways that you'll be at a weight, size, health, whatever, that you'll celebrate? Do you like to ride roller coasters and you cannot currently fit in the seat? Been there. Waited 3 hours in a line to find out I wasn't going to be able to ride a roller coaster a few years ago. That was quite a thing. Even though I sat in the test seat at the beginning and it fit for whatever reason, it didn't when I actually got to the ride. Anyway, but do you want to be able to ride in an airplane seat without a seatbelt extender? Do you want to be able to hike the Appalachian Trail? Do you want to climb all the stairs at I don't know. Where are there a lot of stairs? I don't even know. Some monument, I'm sure there's stairs. Do you want to be able to ride a donkey at the Grand Canyon? Do you want to be able to ride a horse? Do you want to be able to ride a bicycle for the first time in a long time? Do you want to be able to teach your kids how to ride a bicycle without training wheels? What are your goals? Do you want to be able to run a mile without stopping? Do you want to be able to touch your toes for the first time in a long time? So, what are some goals that you have for yourself that will help you celebrate the phenomenal being that you are? Or are you already at a place where you don't give two whats about what other people think about you and you think you're amazing and you don't care what the scale says? You don't even own a scale anymore. If you're that person, let's be friends so you can teach me how to get to that. I'm getting there. I am. I'm a little frustrated, and I think that the financial scarcity has really exacerbated my mental state with regards to my weight right now. What What do you do every day? Even if it's one thing every day, what do you do to make yourself feel proud of yourself? One of the things that I do is I get on here and I talk to you all. Um, the first time I did this, I was scared to death. I am not gonna lie. Because part of me had it in the back of my head that y'all were gonna be judgy. There's a particular face that I have a couple of friends that make it occasionally that I call judgmental squinty face. And you know what that looks like. It looks like somebody sucked on a lemon and they don't like whatever it is you just said or did. Well, I was afraid of judgmental squinty face. And I'm not anymore because I'm really taking to heart that other people's opinions are none of my business. And, maybe there'll be mean comments in the comments below on this video or another that talk about, how fat I am or how awful my nerve damage is or that I'm an idiot and I don't know anything. Yeah, okay. If your life is so awful that you have to attack somebody you don't know on the internet, I'm sorry for you. Because the only thing I want to do with this channel, with these vlogs, is help you learn how to be a better person. Help myself learn how to be a better person. Because when at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to keep this world spinning the right way is for all of us to be kind and compassionate to one another. And so, yes, I had a minor freak out the other day. I had a minor freak out 11 years ago, almost 12 years ago now, when I actually had the freak out that led to surgery. But through those freakouts, I have learned that my track record of surviving truly awful days is 100%. I have had times where I didn't know if I was going to walk in and get fired. I didn't know if I was going to be able to afford to make my house payment or my car payment. I didn't know if I was going to get a call that said that my dad had died, which I did. Um, I didn't, I didn't know. These were truly awful, awful days. And I've made it through them. So if you need a stranger on the internet, if you're not sure if you're going to make it through your dark night of the soul and you need a stranger on the internet, I am reaching my hand out to you, my beautiful friend. Let me help you out of that place of darkness. And let me show you that your track record of surviving truly horrible days is also 100%. Your story hasn't ended. The rest is still unwritten. So, I hope some of this made sense to you, that you got anything out of it. If you did, I would really appreciate if you would like, subscribe, share, comment, all those fun things, because It just takes you a couple of minutes, but it really does help the growth of our channel. And we really want to be able to get our message out to as many people as we can. Um, until next time, though, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.